Well, hello there. Welcome to the ProShop Vault. I'm currently putting together a series of videos to introduce the world to the ProShop Vault. This being the first one, that's going to be a bit more high level. And then videos after this, I shall go into the more nitty-gritty details of how the system works and what the whole ecosystem is all about. So right now, this is the dashboard. As you can see, it looks pretty slick. This is probably the third or fourth design I've done now, and I've decided to lock this one down. So without further ado, I shall go into some of the high-level details. So as you can see, we have a number of vaults here: the customer vault, the inventory vault, services, website, marketing, reporting, coaching, admin, and resource vault. Sounds like a lot of vaults. Now, the reason why I broke it all down into separate little vaults and not one big massive platform is that I wanted it to be more ProShop realistic in a sense that not every single ProShop needs all these platforms. Some are mom and pop stores, they just want to keep customer details, phone numbers and contact information. Some stores have a lot of inventory, some stores don't. Some stores have a website, some stores don't. Some stores want coaching, some stores don't, etc., etc. So all of these are going to be combined into one single package if that's what you want, or you can slice and dice and say, well, I only want the coaching, the customer vault. I don't need any of the other vaults, etc. So without further ado, let's get into some of these vaults. The customer vault is exactly what it is. It's where your customer data sits, all your contact details, all your email addresses, phone numbers, your bolus, your customers / your bolus specs, so things like your PAP, your spec sheets, the type of bowler that you are, your purchase history, your service history, everything lives in the customer database. So the whole vault platform would be useless without the customer vault. The inventory vault, that's where you would normally store all your inventory in a database. So anything that you scan that comes into the shop would then go into its inventory. From there, you can then allocate. If somebody walks in the shop and says, I want that ball, you just click on the ball, click on a name, and then it goes into his purchase record in the bowler's profile in the customer vault. Same as services. If somebody walks into the shop, drops off a bowling ball for a full redrill, you click on the bowler's name, that then gets assigned to that bowler for the work that needs to be done, and it sits on his service record in his profile for the length of the time that he's your customer. So in other words, it keeps a full history of everything that the customer does with you and your business. From the services and inventory vaults, we move on to the website vault. The website vault basically is a platform that allows you to have an online presence. So there's no additional fees, no additional marketing, no hosting, no updating, no clickety-click and go crazy and trying to build your own website, no removing products, adding products, changing prices, that sort of thing. Also allows you to set up what kind of store you want to be. You can be a simple a window to the world where this is what I have in stock, please come and get it. Or this is what I have in stock, I don't deliver, but you're welcome to come and collect. Or this is what I have in stock, you can buy it now and reserve it and come and collect it, or I will deliver it to you should you want me to do that. Or I can be a full online store where it's your typical full online delivery and payment system. Not everybody wants the full online store. A lot of guys that I spoke to, they just really want an online presence, don't really want to get involved into the heavy lifting of shipping and everything else that goes along with owning a full online retail store. But that option is there for you anyway. So the marketing vault and the reporting vault will tie into a lot of this. The customer vault obviously will store a lot of information about your customers. So you can run reports or marketing campaigns based on the information that's in that customer database. For example, let's say Hammer has released a new pair of bowling shoes and they're doing promotion on those bowling shoes. You could, in theory, want to report on your customer database looking for people who have not bought shoes for the last 2 years or 3 years, and then you could target those customers in a marketing campaign. Or you could say a ball that's been discontinued for a while, and now this is the official replacement from I don't know, Brunswick or whatever. You could then do a search in the database who bought the previous ball before the previous ball that was discontinued, and then you could target those. letting them know that the new replacement board has now been released. There's lots of different ways. You just really need to use your imagination. But this is where those templates will sit. And you could also create your own templates to allow you to target your customers based on anything that you think is what your customers would want. And the reporting vault obviously also does all your finances as well. So it will run through the revenue streams of your pro shop. You can break it down to all the way down to the finite level of just how many of these inserts do I actually sell and make money on, or just an overview of the general revenue from the services side of the shop or the retail side of the shop. So I give you more insight into exactly what your shop is doing. The coaching vault really is an extra add-on that I decided to do. I am a USB Silver certified coach. I do know that a lot of pro shops have a lot of good coaches. Not all pro shops have coaches, but a lot of pro shops do, and a lot of pro shop owners are in fact coaches. I decided to add on a platform that I'm currently using myself. I built my own platform when I first moved to the USA and became a coach. I just need to export that into a more user-friendly version of it, because I am an IT geek, so I don't mind clicking on a lot of buttons to get a few things done. So it's not quite ready yet, and that'll probably be the last piece I need to finish before the entire vault is completely done. But that's probably still another year away. In terms of dates, the customer vault is already complete. It's currently working in one store. In fact, I can maybe show you that. Let's have a look. Oh, I thought I logged in already. Don't look. Come on. Sorry, my fingers are not quite working. Oh, there we go. There's 1,023 customers in the store. It's a pro shop in Tigard. They're currently using the customer vault only. As I say, the other vaults are not complete, but they were tested here initially, and I've just disabled them just so that they don't get in the way of the day-to-day operations. So yeah, 1,023 paper spec sheets were scanned in by myself as a learning exercise to see where the pitfalls were when we're doing all the scanning. There is a lot of there's going to be a lot of errors when you scan any form of paper record into a digital record. So we have to capture the errors, find out why there's errors, and not get too hung up on all the errors. So the system itself has a good error checking, and it's like two key features that the system needs when it imports a paper customer into the database, and that would be a name and a phone number. Now don't laugh, because I've seen a lot of spec sheets without phone numbers on. So I had to come up with a way of getting those users into the system. So you probably find in some of my demos, you'll see a lot of 555 telephone numbers, just to get past that one error, so I don't have to sit and error check all day. But ultimately, though, it took me about three and a half days to get most of that paperwork scanned. I just stuck in a USB key in the back of a Brother printer scanner in the bowling alley and just started scanning the paperwork. I did put the paperwork in some sort of order. I put one hands together, two hands, lefties and righties, just so that we can keep a record of how many lefties, righties, one hands, two hands you've got. That will show on the stats bar in the customer vault, and I'll show you that in a second. So yeah, as I say, the customer vault is practically done. The inventory vault and the services vault, most of the front end is complete. The back end is also complete. It's just the master catalog. As you know, to get anything into an inventory with just a simple one-click scan from your phone or from a barcode scanner, you would need some sort of record in a database for it to cross-reference with. I have contacted a number of suppliers. Some suppliers have given me a lot of their part numbers already. Some suppliers have just ignored me, which I don't blame them. I'm nobody in the industry at the moment. And I'm also not just standing back waiting. I created my own ball database already. I have over 1,000 bowling balls in that database. So if a bowling ball were to land in your shop right now, you could just click on a button, scan the bowling ball box. It would cross-reference that with my database and add that ball into your inventory. As it hits your inventory, it will immediately go live on your website. You don't have to do anything to get it onto the website. Apart from when you add it to the inventory, you just need to put the price, what you want to sell it for, effectively. Of course, you don't have to show prices on your website. If it's just a window to the world, you say call for price. There's also that option. So that's the inventory and the services vault. The services side of things, the service, I call it so there's two types of catalogs. There'll be the retail catalog and the service catalog. The service catalog is where all your, what your suppliers give you in terms of the inserts, all the bits and pieces you use in your shop, your consumables, your glues, everything else. So we need all those barcodes so that you can scan those and do the low stock alerts on those as well. I think the low stock alert is pretty important for the operation of your shop. The last thing you want to do is forget that you haven't got some, you run out of hardener or something, and you've got like 10 balls to plug in on it, and then you've got to wait 2 days before that arrives. So just try and streamline your operations, make it more professional, and give you a better market reputation with your customers. The website vault, I've already gone through a lot of that already. The front end of that is complete. There's probably a bit too much techie links and clicks that I need to sort of make it more ProShop friendly, but it does work. You can see a website. Maybe I'll quickly show you one. I'll show you the sort of the layout of the dashboard for this. As I said before, it's a pickup only, pickup and shipping, or online ordering. The online ordering full online system, and there's going to be a lot more work that I need to do. It can't just be a simple click, a generic click for every shop in the world to suddenly have a full online ordering presence on the internet. And there's obviously some payment systems that need to be configured and all of the rest. Now, you can't make a generic one for the whole world, so that would be something that we'd have to talk about when that time comes, how I integrate whatever online payment system your country has or your shop has at the moment and integrate that into that. So there is some work that needs to be done there. And this was just a general idea of what a public store website might look like. It's nothing fancy. It was just a quick overview of what I could do with a basic template. I'm obviously going to change these and make them a little bit more pretty. But for example, these, you can list all the balls that you have in your store by brand, and it will tell you how many you've got in stock. In this particular example, I've got 27 motor balls in stock. As you can see, it's still old now because Columbia doesn't make balls anymore. If I wanted to order anything online in the ProShop, in the website services button, you would then, in the website vault, you could then say, I want this to appear as available to order only because I don't keep stock, etc., etc. So I'm already digressing and getting too involved in this, so let's go back to the main dashboard. I don't want these to take too long. So yeah, where was I? I was at the website vault. I already discussed the marketing and reporting vaults, what that does. The coaching vault I've discussed in terms of completion wise. So the front end is complete on most of this. The customer vault, inventory vault, service vault is practically done. The website vault, a little bit of work required. And the coaching vault, there's a lot of work to be done there. And the rest really is a couple of pages that I need to complete, and we'll have the complete system. So we're not far away. I can quickly show you some of the main dashboards. The customer vault dashboard looks like this. This is a demo one. You just see the tiles of all your customers. You'll see some telephone numbers and some email address. If you just click on the telephone number with your mobile phone, it will call the customer directly. You can do a search because obviously I don't want you to scroll. You can search by name, first letter, whatever. That would be my tile. You click on the tile and that then should give you your customer. I'll go into this in more detail later, but that's the basic bowler's profile. There's a digital spec sheet option, digital spec sheets, paper spec sheets, you name it, it's all in here. You edit the details of the bowler. It's a matched bowler, balance, rev dominant, speed dominant, your PAP, all those sort of things that you normally find in the normal spec sheet and normal bowler details in a ProShop. Your purchase history sits down there, and you can see all the balls you bought, all the bags, shoes, accessories, you name it, it's all in there. But I will go into all of this in more detail in another video. I think I've spoken enough already about the ProShop Vault. I think you get a general idea of what it's for. And hopefully there's some space in the market for it. Certainly in the one store that I converted from paper to digital, it did make their lives a lot easier. So hopefully people will be interested. I shall release the next video shortly. Thanks for watching.